Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome into Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live on the internet at regionsports.com, facebook.com/regionsports, and youtube.com/regionsports. We come to you tonight from Chesterton High School as the Region Sports Network presents the Chesterton Trojans taking on the Lake Central Indians in a DAC Boys Hoops Showdown. I'm Michael Brenner of the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast, and joining me with the color analysis is Doug Nelson. What's going on, Doug?
Michael, always great to see you. We got another physical slobber-knocker game coming up here. It's going to be an exciting night here at Chesterton.
Yeah, you and I always need to get paired for these DAC matchups. We were back here when Chesterton took on Maryville. I had a chance to watch Lake Central play against Valpo last week. We talked last time you and I got together about how wide open this DAC can kind of be, and Chesterton's kind of taken that step forward and taken that lead in the conference, but Portage is right there as well. I don't think anybody really saw that coming into the season. Maybe the players and the coaches did on that sense, but then you got a whole logjam of guys in the 1 and 2 kind of column. Crown Point at 2-1 as well.
Yeah, I still believe, I went out on a limb early on and said that the conference champion might or will not have a loss. I might have to retract that because it could be Chesterton and Portage running into each other here in a couple weeks for the title. But, I still think anybody from top to bottom can beat anybody on any given night.
I would agree with you. We've seen that, we've seen that happen in a lot of occasions, and we always kind of talked about how kind of those wild card types of teams like a Maryville, they're 0-3 in conference. So there's ones that, especially you and I were talking before about, our opinions on once we get to the NCAA or once we get to the IHSAA tournament, what does an 0-3 record do? What does an 0-whatever record, what does that mean when you go into it? Doesn't mean anything when you go into a tournament. And that is a Maryville team that knocked off Valpo in the sectionals last year. So, it is wide open, to say the least.
Right. At the beginning of the year, you write down goals.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, conference championship, sectional championship, and, maybe 15 wins, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you realize you can't win that conference championship, then you have to shift gears and understand everything's getting ready for that sectional championship to cut down the nets. You cut down the nets, everyone forgets about that record.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. So like you're saying, Maryville's got things to play for. They're 0-3. We talked about it, just like Lake Central. They have 2 losses.
Correct.
They could still make some noise and play a spoiler here. But, it's still at the end of the day, if you're cutting down nets, in late February, then you're pretty happy.
Yeah, the Chesterton team has been on a roll as of late. 5 wins in a row after a loss against Norwell in overtime of a holiday tournament. They've only got 4 losses on the season, 10-4 when you come into this game. And a big reason for that is, we have some really talented players here in Chesterton, but it really kind of starts with Mark Urban when he took the helm back in 2016. I remember years ago you and I talking about when you're a varsity coach, it takes a while for your system to go in here. This is his system. This has been his system for the last number of years, and the repercussions have been really, really good for Chesterton lately.
Yeah, and I think it's a sign of the time he spends at the lower levels.
Yes.
That and I can't even say it. I'm not the sustained success.
There you go.
There you go. Is that's the goal of every coach. What he's done and created here at Chesterton is the model for everybody. What they're trying to do, with their own program. So he's done an amazing job here.
Yeah, in his 7th season overall here at Chesterton, when you look at his numbers, he's coming from Lake Central, having done some work both on the boys and girls side of things over at Lake Central. And when he came over here, he has not lost to Lake Central since he has taken the helm here at Chesterton. So he's kind of got the upper hand against his old protege of Dave Malosnik as of right now. And so, taking over the helm back in 16, beat Lake Central last year 74-44, sit atop conference play along with Portage, coming off of a season where they went to the state championship, and they're kind of still feeling the effects of that a little bit and enjoying their time here. I mean, the crowd is always amazing here at Chesterton.
They always have great community support here.
Yes.
It's one of those, the home gym's always nice and full, and they do a good job of bringing kids. I see a lot of, junior cheerleaders up there, and they always have a way to bring other people into the crowd, which is, as an athletic director, they do a great job of creating that support.
All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back for more here at Chesterton High School. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Start or advance your career at T&B Tube Company. At T&B, employees are more than just a number. They are a valuable part of the success of T&B Tube Company and make an impact every day. Located just a short drive away from Chicago, T&B Tube Company offers benefits such as tuition reimbursement and a community-like work atmosphere. To learn more about joining the growing team at T&B Tube Company, visit tbtube.com/careers.
For over 75 years, the Paul Hearing name has been synonymous with auto sales. But wait, did you know that Paul Hearing has a top-notch body shop? Your car doesn't have to be a Ford. Paul Hearing repairs all makes and models and works with most insurance. At the Paul Hearing Body Shop, there are no backlogs, meaning they can get you in and back on the road again fast. And now Paul Hearing wants to give you a $100 gift card just for having your vehicle repaired. Call Paul Hearing at 219-942-2143 to schedule your body shop estimate.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Doug Nelson. We were talking about Chesterton before the break. We'll get to Lake Central here in just a moment. We want to go ahead and bring you our TMB Tube Company starting lineup. So it's time to name the TMB Tube Company starting lineups for both teams in tonight's game. Brought to you by TMB Tube Company. Start and advance your career at tbtube.com. First for the Lake Central Indians, who come in 11-4 on the year. It'll be number 1, the senior Miles Yekic. Another senior, number 2, Mitch Malosnik. Along with the junior Xavier Williams, number 24. And then the other junior, number 30, Jake Smith. And number 41, the 6'4 senior Brandon Escobedo. So there's your starting lineup for the Lake Central Indians. And now it's time for the Chesterton starting lineup. Again, Chesterton comes in at 10-4 on the season. They'll be number 1, Tyler Parrish on the floor, the junior, followed by senior Owen Guest. He's number 3. And then the junior Justin Sims, number 4, along with senior Sean Casper, number 11. And then the final senior at 6'5", number 23, Nick Fermanic. So there's your starting lineup, your TMB Tube Company starting lineups for both Lake Central and Chesterton. And we'll show you the introductions as well when they get introduced to the crowd here as well. And our game night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, a really breezy and bitterly cold and blustery 33 degrees outside. Not a whole lot of fun out there if you're out there. Roads aren't bad though. That's kind of nice. So we enjoy that when traveling back to our homes in different towns respectively. So that's your game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. And we will send you now as we get ready for the playing of the national anthem by the Chesterton Pep Band. All right, wonderful job by the Chesterton Pep Band. And we're just about set to introduce the teams here at Chesterton High School. We were talking about how Chesterton has been very successful against Lake Central the last number of years. It's been since 2016 since Lake Central has beaten Chesterton. And last time they beat them here in Chesterton was on this day back in 2012. So
Maybe it's an omen.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I had more hair back then.
I have no trouble believing that.
Substantially less weight.
I need to see photos of that. Can we get those?
We don't need it.
I think the Nelson family back home listening, I'm sure. You know, we did have in the PCC tournament last week, or the other week, we had, we know people listen because we were trying to get one of the student sections to come bring us candy, and they did.
Oh, there you go.
We'll tell you our officials here in just a moment. They're being introduced to the crowd as they are about to introduce the starting lineups for the Lake Central Indians. We already brought that to you, though. You got a sneak peek at home of the starting lineup from the T&B Tube Company starting lineups. So Miles Yekic hitting the floor right now. And then Mitch Malaznik coming out. There comes Xavier Williams. There comes Jake Smith, the senior, or I'm sorry, the junior. And then the senior, Brandon Escobedo. When you look up and down this roster, quite a few seniors that are very important to this Lake Central team that Coach Malaznik will be losing to graduation in May. But there's always those next guy up mentality.
At those big schools, it should, like you said, we saw in the JV game, guys getting ready to take that next step in the varsity. And
all right, the theatrics here at Chesterton for the T&B Tube Company lineups for the Trojans. First onto the floor, Tyler Parrish. And now a 6'4" senior, number 3, Owen Guest. Here comes the 6'2" senior, Sean Casper. Senior Nick Fermanak. And last onto the floor, the 6'6" junior, Justin Sims. So a little developing note in this one today. Coach Malaznik will not be leading the troops for Lake Central. It'll be longtime coach Andy Gurnak running the show today. His first go-around at the varsity level.
Once you have a program the way Coach Malaznik has it, I mean, it's one of those things, and I used to tell the teams I coach, I should be able to sit there and eat popcorn and do nothing.
Correct.
You're prepared, you're ready to go, so I'm sure the transition's pretty seamless, but it's always a little different to have a different voice on the sideline.
And Gurnak has been with this Lake Central program for many, many years, so he knows what it's all about. The opening tip is controlled by the Trojans, so they will come right to left on your screen. Again, coached by Mark Urban.
Lake Central's playing a little man-to-man. See if they chase Parrish. See if they do anything different. Try to push him out of his comfort zone a little bit. I think he's as good as anybody in the league, Mike.
I would agree with you on that. Fermanak with the ball right now on the left wing. Trying to get it to Parrish. Parrish wants it. Trying to get around the screens here. Here's Sims with it. We were impressed with last time we were here with his maneuvers going up against Brandon Escobedo here. And now with a little reversal, Fermanak.
That's a nice little advantage to have. 2 posts down there. They can move, use both hands, and a good look by Sims there, and a little unselfish look.
So an early start here for Chesterton, up 2-0. Williams looking for someone to pass to. Drives inside the lane now, takes a step, and puts it off the window.
Pick him up full court.
I feel like trying to disrupt the rhythm here for Chesterton is vitally important. A team that is so well disciplined, as Smith trying to keep that one from going in. He does. The good defense on Furmanek. Here's Williams driving baseline. It gets swatted near the pet band over there. So 6:31 to go here in the opening quarter. All knotted up at 2 to be Lake Central ball here.
One thing I like about watching both these teams, Mike, I like to watch off the ball and the movement that the offense has. Off screens or cuts, they're always moving. I really like to watch it off the ball and see how guys get open, make the job look easy when they actually do get the ball. You see the back cut there.
And Brandon Escobedo may have read that a little differently. I feel like they were probably looking for Jekic as Escobedo gets the bucket.
I saw that same thing, but that was a good job by Escobedo there. Nice move.
Parrish trying to find his way into the lane. Jekic with the hands up denying. This one almost picked off by Williams. It'll stay here with Chesterton.
One thing you talk about with Chesterton, too, is they've been there. They've been in the big games.
Right.
So these guys, this is nothing. This is not a big deal. They could get down a little bit and know they got a long time to get back into it, but they've been there, done that. So that means something. That's going to mean a lot in the tournament.
Having the phenomenal run they did last year. As Sims trying to fight into post, going up on the reversal, still can't get it to go. Smith comes down with the rebound. Yeah, Chesterton 29-1 on the season. That one loss coming in the state championship. The dish down inside. There's going to be a foul, and it'll send Escobedo to the line. And the foul will be on Furmanek.
One thing I'm seeing down here on this end is Escobedo's strength really paying off right now against Sims guarding in the block. Maybe pushing him away from the basket a little farther than he wants to be. He's doing a good job of bodying him up so far.
Yeah, he's getting in that box out type of position and getting him under the basket.
Right, without fouling. That's going to be very important for Lake Central. See if he can stay out of foul trouble.
Free throw is good for Escobedo. Stay with us after the game as we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game, brought to you by the Crowell Companies. They are the insurance superheroes. 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. For Lake Central early on here, they take the 6-4 lead. Lake Central was able to get the victory in the JV game earlier.
Jekic is really not, it's almost like he's not helping off of Parrish. And you see how far he is away from the basket when he catches the ball. He's done a good job so far pushing him away from the basket.
Backdoor cut all the way to the rim this time for Sean Casper.
But the more you chase chase the one guy, that takes help side away. That leaves some cuts open. Like I mentioned, their movement without the ball is really fun to watch.
That's what we talked about, the discipline, as Smith going up for 3. Hits the backboard, so it won't go. Yeah, just the ball movement for Chesterton is almost pretty much pristine.
Yeah, if we could, and I'll look at it here in a little bit, but I want to see how many turnovers they have a game. They don't really kill themselves very much.
Williams trying to get around the screen there. Lake Central doing a good job keeping everything in front of them right now. Gets away from Jekic. There is Parrish with a teardrop shot.
A left-handed shot there. He's got a scorer has many ways to score. Right, you can't just be a shooter. You can't just be a driver. You got to be able to do a little bit of both.
Well, and that's something. A little bit of a push there, and it is called. So it'll be on Owen Guest.
Yeah, he got him. He pushed him from.
He did. We can see that from here. But sometimes those little ones like that, depending on where the referee is and where the angle is at, that's not seen all the time.
Yeah.
Trust me, those little things like that get ignored more often than not.
Yeah. Zach Slee was about as good as the ref we have up here, so he's done it. He's done it for a long time.
Trying to give it up to Williams here. Able to control here in the right wing. And for somebody to get open here. Going to the basket, no good. Rebound in the air. It comes down to Guest. Parrish with the floater again.
Just like I said, he doesn't look rattled.
Never.
He's always under control, and Scorer's mentality. He's always got his eyes on the rim.
Jekic from long range hits the back tug of the basket. Sims comes down with the rebound. Last time you and I were here, we had the Maryville-Chesterton game. Parrish dropped 31 points against the Pirates.
Yeah, and he does it kind of quietly.
He does.
If that's possible to get 31 quietly. But
the feed down low to Guest. Guest with the reverse layup. It's no good. So with 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, Lake Central trails by 2. Smith walking the tightrope of the bench, and now we'll have an and-one situation here as Parrish again.
Again, he can score from the perimeter. He can score slash into the basket. We saw a couple good dunks a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Strong to the rim. So he's definitely got the scorer's mentality.
Nathan Nix will check into the game along with Logan Pacorni.
Lake Central's kind of standing around on offense. I know I bragged on them earlier, moving without the ball, but they're kind of standing around, and it's a lot of dribble one-on-one from the wing or from the top. So they need to continue to move without the ball.
Well, one guy who hasn't gotten a touch a whole lot is Mitch Malosnik as Escobedo goes up. It's swatted away by Swims. Urban wants him to move quickly in transition. If you were to look at the transition game for both these teams, it's hard to judge based on what we've seen so far, but I would give the edge to Chesterton so far.
I agree. All 5 guys get down the floor, and they make all 5 guys
Yes,
on
with the
defense
shot
play
fake
also.
and the shot, and it's good. It's pure.
Yeah. Yeah, it just to force the defense to have to play both ends of the floor and beat your guy down the floor, get an easy bucket.
Yeah, definitely a lot of standing around at the moment as Williams goes up with the right hand. It's no good. Gets his own rebound. Goes up to the window this time and gets it.
Yeah, that's the difference on both ends right now. You see what I'm talking about. A lot of standing around and watching.
Shot from long range is the back tug. Here comes Jekic up the floor now, moving quickly. Dish out to Malosnik, who goes for 3. Hits the front iron. Falls down. Here comes Parrish. That might have been a travel. Got away with it. Goes off the window. Malosnik comes down with the rebound. Back over to Jekic on the far side of the floor. He drives inside. Tries to dish it out. Williams able to get it. Out to Malosnik now. Now to Smith for 3. Hits the front iron. Rebound comes down to Guest.
Those are the shots. If you make the extra pass like that, those are the shots you got to make. If you want to win a big game on the road against a very good Chesterton team, those are the shots you have to make. That's an open 3.
Jacob Smith, though, 7 of 30 on the season based on the numbers we have.
Some guys are open for a reason.
That's a good point.
You can let him have that one all night, but as a guard in the Doolin, you got to be able to make that shot.
Well, the guy who gave it to him was Mitch Malosnik. He's 42% from beyond the arc, so he would be the guy that you want taking that shot. But Coach Urban, knowing Malosnik family as well as he does, knows that you have to guard Mitch.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's only had 1 attempt so far.
And if you go on the girls' side of things, Riley Malosnik can shoot from long range as well.
They got the key to the gym.
Yeah, that's evident. Just trying to drive here.
Yeah, trying
Clock
to
down to 6.
Yeah.
Feed down into Sims. Sims fighting his way, getting the contact, gets the bucket, and the quarter will come to an end as they get the final bucket. So we'll step aside. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You know? Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait. Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week?
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party?
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area?
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til, now you know.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Start of the second quarter here at Chesterton High School between Lake Central and Chesterton. Make sure you stay with us after the game as we'll name the proud Union Home Play of the game presented by IKOR-CC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
I think the first couple minutes of this quarter are very important for Lake Central.
Yeah, you feel like you have to. There's a lot of check-ins here. We'll get to those here just a minute as Cam Thompson has the ball right now for Lake Central. Here's Brett Spain giving up to Jake Smith. Now feeding it into the lane with Rhett Peters. Rhett drives, gives out. 3-ball on their way, no good. Smith with the rebound on the right block. Looking to fight his way to the rim. Gets it to the window, but can't get it to roll into the basket. So now coming down in transition, Chesterton gives up to the window all the way, Nathan Nix. That extra pass makes all the difference.
Yeah, we talked about Chesterton's efficiency.
We'll have a timeout here for Lake Central. We'll have a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here.
I have Chesterton shooting 49% from the field as a team this year. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. I think Coach Urban will take that.
Yeah, and as well as they handle the basketball, you know, that's going to give you a chance to win any game. And I know a lot of their shots are, you know, quality shots because they're coming off, like you said, in transition off a steal or pushing the ball off the sideline. But that kind of efficiency, as well as their ability to not turn it over, that's a good equation for Coach Urban.
Inbound is to Smith here, just starting that second quarter. It's Thompson in there now. Dorian Beatty will check in for Lake Central at the next whistle. That one almost picked off by Parrish. That's another thing that Chesterton does really well, too, is reading those passing lanes.
Yeah, they challenge every pass.
Williams with the teardrop shot and gets it to go.
That's just muscling it in, you know. We talked about it. They were moving a little better there without the ball, a little more better motion. But like you said, Chesterton challenges every pass made.
Parrish with it now for Chesterton. He tries to draw the contact, can't get it to go. Ball came down. Thompson with Parrish behind him. Thompson going to make sure he doesn't lose that one. Swings it down underneath and to the rim. And we'll have a timeout taken here. Rhett Peters with the basket. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here.
Nice little run here by Lake Central. You know, Chesterton kind of forced a couple shots on there. You know, that last shot by Parrish was questionable. He could have kicked it out, made an extra pass, but these are the runs. These are the runs. You know, basketball is a game of runs.
Right, absolutely.
So if you're Lake Central, you want to continue to get stops and scores and try to make it a four-quarter game. You know, but again, that's tough with Chesterton. With as well as they're pretty solid for 4 quarters. Then they got some depth and size. So.
Yeah, when you're a team shooting 49% from the field as an average for the numbers that we have, that's not too shabby. And then you're shooting 37% from field goal range as well.
And 75% from the line, which is a lost art in my opinion.
Exactly. Well, because it's not sexy.
It's not the flashy top 10 play, right?
But man, have we seen so many games come down to free throws.
It's the little things that get you.
Trying to feed into the paint here. Sims puts it down with the right hand.
He's hanging out in the short corner, waiting for that defense to turn their head a little bit. You know, did a good job of penetrating and finding him in a good spot.
Spain had it picked off. Sims, but it did go out of bounds. We didn't have the best look at it. The scorer's table is in the way.
Official was right on top of it.
Yeah, he was. Jekic and Malosnik will check back in for the Indians. Out on the floor, Sean Casper, Logan Picorni. Still got Nick Fermanik out there, Justin Sims, and Tyler Parrish. Owen Guest.
Chesterton's kind of defense. It's such a grind. You know, there's no easy baskets.
They're tall and lanky.
Yeah, and they're in your face, and they're challenging every pass.
There's Jekic going all the way up. Sims tries to knock it in, and somebody knocked it in. I couldn't exactly see. I'm going to say it was Brendan Escobedo.
Yeah, but you see how Sims came over and blocked the shot. He thought he had an open path to the rim, and then all of a sudden,
he's getting deflected off the backboard. Yeah,
you got another guy sitting there waiting. Lake Central went to a little 2-3 zone here, mixing it up.
And into the corner for a three-point shot, no good. Hits the ground. Sims with the rebound, trying to fight his way through. Jekic almost knocking it out of his hands. Sims able to still control it. Gives it now in the corner. It's Casper for three. It rattles around, doesn't fall home. Jekic able to push it up the floor for Lake Central. Dishes it out to Beatty in the wing. He goes for three. It hits the back tug of the basket and flies out. So 4:42 left to go here in the half.
Good tempo to the game. Lake Central staying in their 2-3 zone. They're running a little overload with the guy in the corner.
Malosnik all over that one there in the corner like you talked about. But Chesterton's one of the, like we talked about how patient they are. They will wait for their shot.
Sure. But this is a good decision by Lake Central just to change it up a little bit, give them something to think about.
Pass into the middle, now out. Again, three-point shot. It's online. It's just short, though. Ball tipped in the air. Comes down to Dorian Beatty.
Yeah. That was good, the use of the ball fake. That's another one of those little things that are gone.
Given out to Peters. Peters can't get it to go. A lot of contact down there. They're going to say Chesterton ball. As Smith and Williams will check back in, along with Tyler Parrish as well.
That's one of those things, too. Sims is down there. Blocking shots, and even if he doesn't get your shot, you're thinking about him. You know, he's always in the back of your mind. He's going to block this one.
He's an ever-there presence.
Yeah, even if he doesn't get you, he's still affecting the shot.
Jekic looking for an inbounder. This one tipped. It was looking for Smith.
Yeah. That's another. Would have been a good time for a ball fake because the cutter was open.
Casper dishing out to Parrish for three. Connects.
He doesn't need much room. I think I said that many times last time we were here, but he's got to score. He catch and shoot quickly.
This one can't fall for Lake Central. Sims fighting with Escobedo for that rebound. So Parrish at four threes. That last game you and I saw here.
Yeah. He had a nice evening with 31.
Yeah.
That'd
be even more impressive if he didn't have all the threes and still got 31.
Yeah, before the three-point line. Right?
Sims fighting his way through the defense and putting it home.
Good move. Elevating over the defense, over Escobedo.
Well, and the big thing that I think a lot of guys, when they get in that double coverage, they forget to step through it. Find your foot through and try to step through that and find your way towards the basket. It doesn't always happen. This one checked into the corner. Malosnik able to control it. Tries to get around the defense. Owen Guest is right in his face, though. Now he'll back off a little bit.
Yeah, he's just making him uncomfortable. You see him kind of fumbling the ball, just trying to dribble.
Jekic with the ball handle now. Drives on the left side. Stops. Looks for someone. Finds Malosnik. Waits for the defense to fly through. Here comes Jekic. Now they're going to have a foul here.
Not too many fouls called here in this game so far.
Don't jinx it.
Well, again, we talked about it. As long as they keep calling it the way they're calling it, that's what the coaches will be okay. But if they tighten up at halftime or change all of a sudden, then that's when the coaches get a little confused.
Give us to Smith here. Escobedo with a spin move, putting it up. Gets a contact from Sims, but no call.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There was a lot of body contact there.
2 minutes to go here in the half, and we'll have the Host Connection halftime report for you during the halftime. Sims fighting his way through the contact there. We do have a whistle, and it will be a charge against Sims. That'll be his second. He just picked up his second.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. In order for the recipe to beat Chesterton, I think, is one of their guys getting in foul trouble.
Yeah.
I think it is. They have to have something go wrong, I think, for them to really struggle here in these
to maybe shake
games.
that confidence a little bit. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, Sims has 2 fouls of the 4 for Chesterton right now. That ball is tipped, so Jekic can pick it up in the backcourt.
Look at that, yeah.
Of a foul there as Parrish picks up his first.
He's got his hand on his hip, and he doesn't like the call, but he's using that hand to kind of guide the ball where he wants it to go. You've got to call that at some point.
Connecting the first half and the second half of tonight's game is the Host Connection Halftime Report presented by Host Connections. Proven under pressure. Malosnik for 3. It doesn't go. Rebound comes to Guest. 1:25 to go here. 10-point game in favor of the Trojans.
Nix did a good job of getting the ball or getting down the floor and getting a low spot early there.
Parrish driving, and there's going to be a foul, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. And it's going to be against Smith of Lake Central.
You like to see those big guys work early, right? You know, get down the floor, beat your guy, get him deep. Sims is really good at that. Nix has done a great job of doing the same thing. Get the defense under the basket. All you got to do is turn around and shoot it.
Parrish connects on his first free throw there. Stay with us after the game as we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. Brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Parrish 3 for 3 at the line.
Sorry. I think you see it feels like Lake Central's trying to hang on here. It feels like not a bad quarter. You look up, they're down 12. It's Chesterton's defense makes it so hard for them to score on this end.
Escobedo in the paint trying to fight his way through. Keeps that pivot foot down, though. Smith dishes it off to Williams. Williams goes for 3. He connects. That's a big basket when Lake Central needed it most. We'll have a foul here. This will be against Miles Jekic.
Yeah, you look up and you only got 3 team fouls here the last 49 seconds. You can be aggressive. Try to get a steal. Try to get a quick little cheap turnover.
Yeah, as we're 47 seconds left in the half. There's 8 team fouls total. That's pretty impressive. Pretty low fouling effort here
for a Duneland Conference game. It sure is. Usually a little blood involved somewhere.
Right. Like to think of this as like a black and blue kind of conference.
Yeah.
Cross-court pass over there to Cole Snyder. Parrish up against Jekic here. Waiting for the call from Urban. Got a lot of contact here. Who's going to be on? And it'll be against Parrish. So that's his second foul.
No, they called it on Jekic.
Oh, they called it on Jekic, excuse me.
Yeah.
There's both number 1s there. So Jekic picks up his second.
But that's what we just talked about. I mean, they took time off the clock, and they're still not in the bonus, so that's not a bad foul, in my opinion.
So Guest with the ball now. Looks into the corner. Parrish for 3. Didn't get the foul called against him, and the clock will strike 0. And Parrish, even on the 3, had a lot of contact and fell on his keister. Didn't get the whistle as time was expiring. The Host Connection Halftime Report. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed? For over 75 years, the Paul Hearing name has been synonymous with auto sales. But wait, did you know that Paul Hearing has a top-notch body shop? Your car doesn't have to be a Ford. Paul Hearing repairs all makes and models and works with most insurance. At the Paul Hearing Body Shop, there are no backlogs, meaning they can get you in and back on the road again fast. And now Paul Hearing wants to give you a $100 gift card just for having your vehicle repaired. Call Paul Hearing at 219-942-2143 to schedule your body shop estimate.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake?
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting, but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. You're watching the Hose Connection Halftime Report. Brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. Visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. All right, your halftime score, Chesterton 26, Lake Central 17. It kind of feels, it doesn't feel like that big of a margin, but it is.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about, it feels like Chesterton could run away at any second. And Lake Central's just trying to hang in there, make it a four-quarter game. But, Lake Central comes in averaging 60 points a game. They got 17 at halftime, so they're well below their average. But like we talked about, with the pressure of Chesterton, they don't let you breathe. It's suffocating, and you got to work for every bucket.
We got the young cheerleaders here at Chesterton today performing for the crowd. Your future Chesterton cheerleaders. It's always fun to be here for these kinds of nights. You get to see the future of a lot of different programs. We get, football season. We see all the Pee Wee football leagues and all that kind of stuff, and then the middle school nights every once in a while. We're both in the middle school setting. We get to see the future coming up here at different levels. It's fun for us at that position to be able to see, what's coming down the pipe for all these schools down the road. So Lake Central 11-4 on the season, but 1-2 in conference play. And really after this weekend, it doesn't get there's not really an easy night in the DAC ever. But you figure, okay, you got Maryville that's technically 0-3 in conference play. You got Michigan City 1-2 and Crown Point 2-1. So there's room to get into the middle there. You're probably, aspirations to win the conference title. Yeah. You're just trying to get to sectionals and hopefully upset a really, really good Hammond Central team.
Well, again, at this point, you got about a month left. You got about 4 weeks left, and what you're doing right now is you're trying to find a way to beat the best team in your sectional.
Correct.
That's what we've talked about. And you're looking at those rankings, and you know who Hammond Central is, and that's what you're trying to figure out at this point. Can we find a way to play with Hammond Central to give us a chance to cut down the nets? But Coach, like we said, Coach Malazzi, they're right there. They have the guys. I like how their big guys are battling underneath. But the depth and speed and athleticism of Hammond Central is going to make it tough for all the teams in that Sectional 1 this year.
Well, and I think what really was a big showing point for this Lake Central team is that it came in a losing effort, but it was a really gritty battle against Valparaiso. I had a chance to watch that game. I mean, they were down big with just a few minutes left in the game and came back and forced overtime. I mean, that doesn't happen very often for a team that you think maybe is just waiting to, bide their time. No, this team has confidence. They really do. If you ask any of these guys out there, they think they're going to come in and win every game. And if you have that mentality, it's going to happen.
Well, they compete.
They do,
and that's 100%. What you can ask
that's all you can
as
ask
a coach.
For.
Yeah, and again, they're competing and giving themselves a chance to win. But at the end of the day, again, they have to, in order for them to compete, and the teams that move on, and we've talked about all the time, is they can score.
Yeah.
In more than one way. And in Lake Central, the last couple of games I saw them play Portage, they struggled from the perimeter. And tonight they're struggling from the perimeter. And to me, that's kind of their bread and butter. They have shooters. So how are they going to compete and give themselves a chance to win if the ball's not falling from the perimeter?
Right.
And that's what they have to figure out.
We talked about sectionals a little bit. Chesterton will have a gauntlet to run in terms of sectionals. They have sectional number 2, and when you just listen to the lineup here, Portage, Valpo, Chesterton, Hobart, Crown Point, Kankakee Valley, Lowell, there are some of the top teams in the area right there. It's going to be a gauntlet. Portage obviously having a really good season. Valpo is always a tough competition for Chesterton, no matter what the records indicate. Crown Point will be difficult as well, especially when you're in conference play.
Yeah. And that's something we talked about before we went on the air, Mike, is that comes down to the draw.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to play a couple of those, those big, contenders for the championship. You want to hope for a good draw and hope things go your way. And that's kind of, that's what happened last year with Valpo Maryville.
Yeah.
Maryville took advantage of that, and, that's just a team that you don't want to play. And, that could go a lot of different ways in Sectional 2 this year.
All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment here on the Hose Connection Halftime Report. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know? They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees. Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strack and Van Til. Now you know.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. You're tuned into the Hose Connection Halftime Report. Hose Connection's proven under pressure. Just moments away from the start of the second half here between Lake Central and Chesterton. You want to send along a sad note. If you are a Lake Central fan and you've been to any of their games in recent years, you have always seen Greg Harold, a super fan at the games, and he passed away recently, and Lake Central honored him by giving his mom a game ball earlier in the week. It's always tough when every school has one of those fans. Greg was certainly at every game cheering on the Lake Central Indians, so it's always tough to lose that super fan. So the Lake Central family thinking about him and his family during this time, but the games continue here. Lake Central going to do this for him.
That's that's kind of one of the little nuances of high school sports, right?
It is, yes.
You go to a gym and you've been around a lot, and you always see a couple guys.
There's always
doesn't matter who they're playing, where they're playing, guys, girls, they're there rooting them on.
So start of the second half here. Starting five for both teams out there, just like we started. So Yekic, Malaznik, Williams, Smith, and Escobedo for Lake Central. This one poked away by Miles as he dives into the crowd.
Coach Urban came out with a little set play there. It was a little flex cut for Sims to get to the ball side block, but Lake Central did a good job of bodying him up and not letting him get where he wanted to go. So that's a little win there for Lake Central.
Excuse me, Mitch was the one diving into the crowd, not Miles. Beg your pardon. And for Chesterton, you got Parrish, Guest, Sims, Casper, and Furmanek out there.
They're competing. They're giving, sometimes
going for that back cut, and that one's tipped into the air by Smith.
A team that's struggling offensively, one of the easiest ways to score is off of defense. You want to build off of that. There you go.
And that's, Yekic was able to take advantage because Parrish was being aggressive on the help there. So as a timeout taken by Urban here, it'll be a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, again, if you're Lake Central, that's how even that was on the secondary break. It wasn't off their first primary look. They swung it around and like you said, a little shot fake and hit that little intermediate jumper. But you got to get stops and get buckets out of that.
But we talked you were talking about ways that to beat Chesterton, and Chesterton's not a very, that's an over-aggressive play, but they do well at getting in those passing lanes. So it feels like 9 times out of 10. He would get that interception, or at least deflect it out of bounds where, then the offensive player doesn't get a drive. I feel like that's few and far between. But if you can get Chesterton in those kind of situations, it gives you a chance, along with the foul trouble you were talking about before. And if you're Lake Central, too, you were talking about this as well, having to hit from outside.
Yeah.
Those have to start to fall.
That intermediate jumper, that's a tough shot.
It is.
That is. That shot fake, head fake, right around the elbow as you're pulling up. That's a tough shot.
Trying to feed the back cutter again. Smith able to collect it, though, for Lake Central. So getting those stops and getting some of those turnovers. But as you mentioned also in the broadcast earlier, Chesterton, even if they get, if there's a run for Lake Central, as Sims tries to put that one away, Smith puts it in and gets the foul.
And that's one of the downfalls of trying to block every shot, is you leave a lot of offensive rebounds available. He's out of position. Sims is out of position. If he doesn't get that block shot, he's out of position. He can't rebound.
Right.
So the great job by Lake Central here to keep the ball alive and put a little dent in the lead here. This is nice.
And then Sims picking up his third foul, so he will check out of the game. So 5-point game. Smith able to connect on the 3-point play now.
And when you see the ball go in, you tend to play better defense too. You're like, okay.
There's another steal there as Escobedo has room to go and lays it too hard off the window. And we'll have a foul here, and Escobedo frustrated with himself. But you know what? You miss it, but take advantage of the fact that you stole the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity that you really need. You're only down 2, but if you're Lake Central, 100%, you're liking the steal and the go.
Yeah, but again, when you see the ball going in, you're more inept to get down in the stance and play defense. When you can't make a shot at all, it makes it hard to compete every time.
Guest trying to go for a 3. Yekic comes down with the rebound. Mitch Malaznik was called for his second foul, by the way. He's in the corner, gets the go. Here goes Escobedo now with the basketball, feeding inside. Smith driving, moving to the window. Can't get it to go.
They're getting high percentage shots.
They do. They are, yes.
And it starts here down on this end. Their defensive intensity is picked up.
So 5:38 to go here in the third quarter. Trying to feed down to Furmanek. He's fighting on the post against Escobedo. It's short. Rebound coming down to somebody. It's going to be Nix to get it. Gives out to Parrish for 3. Can he splash it? No, he can't. It rattles around. Here comes Lake Central again. Yekic going all the way with a reverse layup. It's no good. Ball stays in bounds, though. Parrish going for it.
It's 3 layups they've missed. You got to get something out of those, a foul or a bucket.
Well, that's what I was writing to you. Lake Central makes these layups. They're up by 2 at this point.
Yeah, right there in it.
And there's Parrish going all the way to the window. His first points of the second half give him 14 on the night.
And when you're playing against a good team, like we mentioned, you got to take advantage of those.
That's it. You're in a position where you can't have very many mistakes.
Yeah. You don't have to play perfect. Just take advantage of what they give you.
Correct. So Williams with it now. Giving off to Malosnik. Malosnik loses it. Give to Parrish. Parrish going to go airborne.
Oh.
And he gets it to go in on the dunk.
It's 2 points.
It wasn't pretty, but he got it to go in as Smith puts one in and gets the foul.
Little transition. He did a good job of getting back. I don't know if he got back or was kind of lagging back, but he got deep. He got the ball deep, and they did a good job of getting the ball to him.
Fouls on Furmanek, his second of the game. Team second as well here of the half. Smith, no points in that first half. He's got 5 right now, all coming here in this second half, going for 6. And he gets it.
And another thing we've been talking about is let's see if they can take advantage of the time when Sims is sitting down in foul trouble. You know, they've put a nice little dent in this lead, and you can see the energy is a little better. You know, they're on their toes a little bit.
Peters comes into the game for Lake Central. He's on defense against Parrish right now. Not to mention Spain. Here comes Lake Central on the run. Smith with the hesitation going to the window, gets it to go. Jacob Smith trying to put Lake Central on his back right now. 8 points here in the second half.
There's a little half-court trap. Chesterton hasn't adjusted to that yet.
Parrish trying to close it out with a 3. He does.
That's what you give up when you do the trap is those baseline jumpers. But when you close out, if you're Yekic, you got to have your hands up and make him shoot over you.
Spin move, putting it up off the window and gets it to fall.
Back to man-to-man defense now.
Guest driving to his right, gives back out. Furmanek thought about the 3. Looking for the cut, can't find anybody. Gives to Guest now. Coaches here on the Lake Central side are talking about watching those backdoor cuts as Furmanek can't get it to go above Smith there. Here's Owen Guest driving to his left. Now he turns, gives it back to Furmanek. Now Tyler Parrish. You feel like once it hits Tyler Parrish's hands, things calm down a little bit and the odds improve in your favor.
Yeah, he's going to make the right decision more times than not.
This one floats in. That was Logan Picorni, his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, that started with him getting the ball, like we said. Hey, we need a good bucket. We need a good possession.
Still a 2-possession game, 2:45 here in the third quarter. Spain giving up to Peters now. Williams with it. Now back to the corner with Spain. Spain trying to feed to Smith down in the post. Smith up against Nix. Puts it up with the right hand. Gets it to go.
He's going into him. He's got an advantage inside right now, and they know that.
Nix is called for his first foul. And Smith with his 3rd and 1 opportunity of the half. And Nix feels he got one in the face and checking somewhere around the mouth area.
Yeah, something about chipping his tooth or something.
He's saying he's okay, so this sends Smith to the line. Again for another chance at a 3-point play. Like I said, his 3rd here of the half. They're looking for a sub here. Didn't get to check the sub.
He's got to get to the front of the table, though. There should be an X on the floor. There he goes.
Yeah, he was on the side of the scorer's table, so the official didn't see him as he was sitting behind the scorer's table there. That was Dorian Beatty who was trying to check into the game. Parrish dribbling right hand. Thought about passing. Does now to Guest on the baseline. Dishes back out to him. Long range 3. Hits the back tug and it goes behind the backboard. So it'll be a Lake Central ball here. Stay with us after the game as we'll name the proud Union home play of the game presented by IKOR-CC. Learn more at IKORCC.com. Smith will check out of the game to give him a breather.
Yeah, he needs
Coach Gernak does not want to keep him on the bench for too long. He's got the hot hand.
No, you're telling him, hurry up. You're back in. Let's go. I liked how he had a good closeout there.
Yeah,
just as well on that shot, make him shoot over you.
Yekic driving to the left. Beatty with it now. Spain to Peters. Yekic pulling up from long range 3. It's just shy. And there's a foul on the floor. As Peters came down with the rebound, he put the shot up, but the foul was before. And the foul is going to be on Nix. That's going to be his second.
Hitting the offensive glass. I just think, and I don't know if it's just because the ball's going in, but I just, like I mentioned before, I love Lake Central's energy right now. They're playing on their toes, making things happen. They're competing, like we talked about earlier.
Clearly there was an inspiring halftime speech.
Sure.
As Escobedo trying to fight his way to the rim, puts up the shot and drops it home. His first points here in the second half. He's got 8 on the evening for the senior. It's a 2-point game.
Whoa.
Looking for a travel there. A lot of steps taken by Parrish.
Yeah.
No whistle, though. Feed down into Furmanek. Furmanek at the free throw line. Turning, finding for someone open. He finds Casper. Casper dishing it out now to Nix, who's going to fight up against Escobedo. Dishes it right back out. 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. A big triple team smother all on Pokorny. And Lake Central playing with a lot of confidence, trying to get around this screen. But there was Escobedo. Now here's the double. But, man, Escobedo getting right back into the defensive position. They're looking for a double dribble. They say it's a tip, though.
Yeah, what's happening, too, is you see Lake Central's gambling a lot. You could eventually see a backdoor cut, right? That's what I'm just looking for. They're getting pulled higher and higher and higher away from the basket.
Trying to turn this one over. Beatty on the floor. Parrish with it. Well, we told you, Chesterton will wait for that golden opportunity. Here it is as he drives. It just comes up short. And Escobedo comes down with the rebound. 36 seconds to go here in the quarter. Jekic across the timeline.
Love to see I love the competitive nature here of Lake Central. This is really great quarter for them.
And this is with a lot of their top starters on the bench right now.
Yeah, they're okay holding it from one shot. They get the ball coming out.
Escobedo, will hold it here with 15 seconds to go.
If they could run some kind of clear out, I think Escobedo's going to take Nix to the basket, either up here or down in the paint.
Jekic with it. Jekic getting a little bit of a push there. The dish out to Dorian Beatty as time expires. Got it on the 3!
For the lead. What a great possession there for Lake Central.
Lake Central takes the lead at the end of the third. We go to the fourth. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know? Wow. They'll prepare fresh fish while you wait. Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week?
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party?
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area?
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Lake Central.
Well, we've talked about it, Mike. Again, let's see how Chesterton reacts. They kind of took Lake Central's best punch there, but they've been in these games, so we'll see how they react to this. A little half-court trap here for Chesterton.
19 points for Lake Central in that third quarter compared to 9 for Chesterton.
Too much dribbling.
We have a kick ball here.
You don't want to dribble when you're getting trapped. You want to ball fake and be strong. And like we've mentioned before, they say 2 passes out of a trap's a dunk or a layup. So you don't want to dribble.
Thompson getting across the timeline here. Strong defense with Parrish here. He doesn't seem phased. They give us to Escobedo, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. Stay with us after the game is willing the Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Company's proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court.
Got Jekic sitting on the floor. When your point guard's sitting out, you see a major difference.
Well, Jekic, appeared to be in some kind of discomfort in that third quarter. You saw him grimacing a little bit, so Escobedo almost with the steal there as Sims is back in the game as well. And you saw Sims came out early in that third quarter. What kind of difference is he going to make for Chesterton? Long-range three put up, no good. And Coach Gernak's saying, let's push it. He wants it quick. Pass into the corner for Malaznik. Who can he get it to? He gets it lost on the floor. A lot of contact. They're going to say it's a Chesterton ball. So there was a lot of contact back there, and really there was a lot of guys holding each other both ways there. As Smith going to come out of that one away from Parrish. There is a little bit of a slick spot, it sounds like.
We talk about there's 2 possessions and 2 turnovers there for Lake Central. They need to get Jekic back on the court and calm things down a little bit.
So Jekic back out onto the floor, but Lake Central almost didn't get him in. That was the official keeping his eye on things.
Yeah.
Mm. 6:56 to go here. Furmanek looking for a pass, finds Parrish. Parrish going long range, got it! His third triple of the game. Second coming here in the second half. Excuse me.
That kind of slowed down Lake Central's momentum a little bit there. That was a good run there by Lake Central, though.
Chesterton takes the lead back, loses this one. They're going to say Lake Central ball.
See Chesterton again picking up their defensive pressure. Just again, like we mentioned, the difference that Sims makes on the court.
Yeah. Give it to Smith. He falls. There was an opportunity there if he were to drive to the basket, but Smith didn't look.
Running a set play here. Little high ball screen.
Lake Central looking for that pass. Jekic giving it to Williams. Williams going to drive on the baseline. Going to get caught off with double coverage here. Pulls it back out. Escobedo with the fake. Drive. Puts it to the window. Smith follows it up. Jacob Smith having himself a game here in this second half.
You see what they're doing. They have Sims guarding Smith. So they're taking Smith away from the basket. So there's room for Escobedo and others to drive. And then Sims has to help off. When you go for a block shot, that left Sims open for the offensive putback.
Furmanek with the move, with the spin move, going to the window, getting the bucket. His first points of the second half. He's got 4 on the evening. Yeah, there's just something that says about Miles Jekic. He's in some kind of discomfort. He's fighting through it, though.
Yeah. I don't know if he's a little under the weather or...
Going with a teardrop shot. It comes up short, gets his own rebound, tries to put it up again, still short. This one loose on the floor. Sliding ahead is Casper. He tries to save it inbounds. It's still picked up by Parrish, though, inbounds. What a save. And now we got a foul here. Might be against Malaznik. Nope, it's going to be against Smith. Smith was his second.
Like I said, let's see if Chesterton continue to. Does he have?
But this is one of those, you saw the Portage matchup. That one was kind of a blowout for Portage. But the Valpo game was very close for Lake Central. They've got the win against LaPorte. They're playing very competitively here against Chesterton.
Yeah.
And Chesterton is not a slouch team. This is one of the toughest teams in the region. And they beefed up their schedule this year after making that fantastic run to the state championship.
Well, that's what, like we've said, iron sharpens iron. So playing better teams is going to make you better.
We're going to have no shot. The foul was on the floor. And Jekic picks up his third foul of the game.
One of the little battles that we mentioned earlier, I really like watching Escobedo guard Sims. Being physical. Now, I know Sims still can get his and be very athletic, but...
And that's going to be a foul by Peters on that inbounds play. Stay with us after the game. We'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
Like I was saying, I just like how Escobedo's working down there guarding Sims. He's given up a couple inches maybe, but he's got some muscle on him.
5th team foul on Lake Central. That foul on Peters. First free throw is good for Furmanek. Been told that some members of the Lake Central baseball team are tuned in to us. Well,
hey.
I think they were playing cards or Yahtzee or something back at someone's house. So shout out to those guys. I think they have some other area baseball players playing as well. Big missed free throw for Fermanagh on that one, but they maintain the possession as well.
Again, if you're Lake Central, you want to hang on. Try to keep it close.
If you can weather this storm and then try to make another run, this one dumps in for Fermanagh.
Yeah, they're right in it, but it just feels like the momentum is really swinging back to Chesterton right now.
This one's stolen away. Parrish going up and slamming it down with the right hand. Lake Central will take a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Start or advance your career at T&B Tube Company. At T&B, employees are more than just a number. They are a valuable part of the success of T&B Tube Company and make an impact every day. Located just a short drive away from Chicago, T&B Tube Company offers benefits such as tuition reimbursement and a community-like work atmosphere. To learn more about joining the growing team at T&B Tube Company, visit tbtube.com/careers.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. 4:07 left to go here in a tight matchup between the Chesterton Trojans and Lake Central. Lake Central was making a great run at the end of that third quarter. In fact, even took the lead to start the fourth.
But as we mentioned, Chesterton's been here before.
They have, yes. They're
going to show their.
They don't panic.
They have experience in big games, and even though Parrish and Sims are both juniors, they've been in big games.
Smith, he's had the hot hand. Escobedo puts it up and gets the foul.
I loved Escobedo's game tonight. I mentioned on the defensive end, and he's just doing the dirty work around the basket on both ends, and great effort by the young man here tonight.
Sims picking up his fourth foul, by the way, so that's a big one here with 3:53. Would you ride him the rest of the way, or do you take him out here for a little bit? Hopefully that the gap stays fairly large.
Wow.
Missing the free throw for Escobedo.
If he stays in, if I'm Lake Central, I'm going at him. Head fake, post him up, get him down there, but looks like he might be coming out.
Casper. Dishes. Picorni.
You see Escobedo working down low with Sims. I'm just watching it away from the ball.
That's the coach's mentality in you.
Making him work to get the ball. Sims isn't really moving much.
And these guys are catching the ball so far away from anywhere to being competitive.
Yeah.
Parrish feeds it in underneath, tries to put it up. It does fall through on the bounce. Picorni.
Yeah, as we mentioned, though, what happens is when you get it pulled away from the basket, that kind of looks open. The back door with that gambling defensive style.
Smith wanted that ball from Jekic. Jekic wasn't seeing it, though. And they pulled Sims off of Escobedo, and he goes to the rim easily there.
Nice move. Nice little spin move to the baseline side.
Fermanagh in there I have him for 2 fouls. So they had to switch a little bit at the other end. But they're back together there on this side of the floor. Dish out to Parrish, who is clearly not afraid to shoot it from, the parking lot if he needs to.
Sure.
He'll shoot it from Valpo.
Yeah. A little high ball screen.
And he's going to drive, tries to feed it through the legs. It's taken away by Williams. Looking down to Escobedo against Sims. He waits and puts it home. Only you could have done a little bit better on that was try to get Sims to foul.
He tried. A little shot fake got him up in the air. But, again, this is coming off their defensive pressure. These easy baskets are coming off their defensive pressure. And great job by Lake Central. The adjustment at halftime has been very nice.
Miles Jekic really working hard on Parrish. Casper with it here. 3-point game with 2 minutes to go. Malosnik almost getting the steal. Long range three, just off the mark. Jekic with the rebound. They want him to clear out. Bringing it up the floor. $1:47 to go. 3-point game.
Well, high ball screen.
Jekic looking to give it up. Loses it. Parrish dribbles in and then comes back out with it. He's got time to waste. 90 seconds to go.
Jekic could have stopped. Little jump stop. 2-foot game. There's a whole set of moves that you can use off the 2 feet. He got stuck up in the air right there. Chesterton's gonna.
When do you start to look to foul to stop the clock, though?
Pretty soon. You're not even in.
For a minute, the closeout here by Smith. Trying to feed it into the post. We got a hooking and holding going on here on both ends. As Furmanek drops it home.
Good possession.
That matchup between Sims and Escobedo is fun to watch on the other end.
Yep. 2-possession ball game. You don't need a 3 yet, but you'll take it.
Malosnik hits! They didn't need it, but they took it and they got it. It's a 2-point game, 49.5. Lake Central takes a full timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Your coach Gernak. What are you drawing up? You got to draw up the defensive look first.
I would do a little 2-2-1 press, maybe get a half-court trap or get a trap around half-court. Again, you're not in the bonus yet. You've got one to give. So I would go for a foul early. Maybe look at your scouting report and see who you want to foul. But you don't have to. You don't have to do it too early. But you don't want to wait too long. But this is when your scouting report comes into play.
What would be the most amount of seconds you want to go before? Because you're going to try. You want to try to obviously get a steal first. That would be the first.
You got timeouts. I would say you start if you had to. If you haven't done it yet, around 30 seconds.
Okay.
25 to 30 seconds. That's when you start thinking it. Because when you're losing, what do you want? You want to make the game as long as you can. Fouls and maybe trade 2s for 3s or whatever. But there's still a lot of time, long way to go here, and everybody's got timeouts. So
all the starters that started the game are in for Chesterton: Parrish, Guest, Sims, Casper, and Furmanek. For Lake Central, it's Jekic, Malosnik, Williams, Smith, and Escobedo. Chesterton has to run the length of the floor here. Furmanek is unguarded here right in front of the Lake Central bench. He's going to get the inbound here.
They're man-to-man press. No, it's man, maybe run and jump. No. Yeah, here's Jekic. He's coming.
Trying to do that screen here at the edge. There's Parrish he'll dish it up or give it out. And so with 34 seconds, they got to start fouling somewhere. Here's it on Malosnik now.
Again, on this out-of-bounds play, you want to deny like crazy, and then foul. I would foul right away.
I had it wrong. That's Mitch's 4th foul. So he does come out of the game, and they do put Spain in there.
Yeah, as soon as Parrish gives up the ball, I'm gonna foul.
And Parrish brings it. He's going to go all the way the length of the floor up against Jekic here.
Yeah, I would. What did he pushed off?
Are they going to say that he originally had the? Oh no, they're going to say it's a foul on.
Yeah, he pushed.
They're going to say it's going to be a foul on Parrish.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is his second. So the push off as he's trying to get across the half court. That's a big go for Lake Central here.
Yeah. See if they run that high ball screen. They've had luck with running Escobedo on the high ball screen. You got Sims guarding Smith now.
Give this to Escobedo. He's got to wait for Jekic to get across the timeline.
They're denying him the ball, not letting him get it back.
He gets it back here. 15 seconds to go. Jekic driving, kicks it out. It gets tipped. They were looking for Williams. Williams shoots 48% from three-point range. He's hit one tonight. So we have a timeout for Lake Central.
The corner spot here is one of the toughest spots to get it in.
And it is going to be a full timeout. So we will step aside here with 11.4 to go. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
For over 75 years, the Paul Hearing name has been synonymous with auto sales. But wait, did you know that Paul Hearing has a top-notch body shop? Your car doesn't have to be a Ford. Paul Hearing repairs all makes and models and works with most insurance. At the Paul Hearing Body Shop, there are no backlogs, meaning they can get you in and back on the road again fast. And now Paul Hearing wants to give you a $100 gift card just for having your vehicle repaired. Call Paul Hearing at 219-942-2143 to schedule your body shop estimate.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Lake Central will inbound with 11.4 seconds to go. Both teams in the bonus. Both teams at 6 team fouls. Question is, do you go for the 3 on the road or do you go for the tie?
He's going to.
And looks like Chesterton is going to call a timeout here for a full timeout. So we're going to keep it here. Yeah, we were debating on that in that last timeout. Do you, if you're Lake Central, do you go gutsy? Do you go for the 3? And you might get forced into having to do that at some point based on what the play gives you. Or are you automatically going for, like, are you drawing up for the tie, or?
Well, I think no matter what you're doing a high ball screen, and you're going to see how they guard it.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you're going to, again, I mentioned it's a tough place to get the ball in bounds, in the corner. So, first of all, you got to get the ball in, Secondly, you got a lot of time, but you want to go quick so you get that offensive rebound. A lot of the points they've got here in the second half to come back into this game have been second chance points.
Yeah.
So, drive and see who Sim's going to guard. You want to, there's lots involved here, but I would try to get to the basket, and then if you could spot up Malosnik and somebody in the perimeter, then that's your 3, and that's your best shot. That's what you take. But whatever it is, you got to go quick. Give yourself a chance for an offensive rebound or a foul if you miss.
And Chesterton's going to be making sure there's no backdoor screens over here to make there's no easy layups in the backcourt. 2 number 1s, Jekic and Parrish. Exchanging smiles, 2 gamers.
We're talking about
where they're going to dinner afterwards.
Sure.
Williams going for the timeout. Couldn't get it in.
It's a hard place to get the ball in.
Well, he was looking for, it looks like he was looking for, and yeah, Lake Central only had a 30-second timeout left, so that's what they've got. So I believe they are out of timeouts based on my count,
so
which, who knows if I'm right, but I had it for a 30-second left, so that's what they take here. It looked like he was looking for Escobedo, though, because he was kind of talking to him, saying, I couldn't do this because of this.
Yeah, they were looking for the lob, almost like a clear out and a lob over the top. But if I was coach right now, I'd be making a play just to get the ball in bounds.
Yes, that's the first thing. Then worry about trying to find your way through. And then run a high ball screen and go quick. But he's got to worry about getting the ball in bounds right now. The experience of coaching here is really through the roof. And you're looking at 2 guys, Gernak and Urban, that know each other very well. Coached together at Lake Central at one point.
See if they run a little curl. They got 2. You got your bigs here and your guards there. You can see curl, and maybe Smith will pop out to the top. There's
Williams
the curl.
looking to inbound.
There's Smith.
Gives into Smith. Smith gives it up to Jekic. 9 seconds. Feeds it in. Escobedo gets impaled from behind, and it's Sims, so he's going to foul out of the game with 7 seconds left on the clock. So Sims is going to be gone. He did everything he could to make sure that Escobedo couldn't get a shot up for a potential and 1.
Yep.
But he'll go to the line to try to tie it.
So he's got 30 seconds to get a sub in. So Coach Urban's going to try to get Escobedo to stand there as long as he can.
Do you like that?
Try to ice him. Sure, that's gamesmanship.
Okay. No, I mean, do you like the idea of giving the guy a 30 seconds to find some? Okay.
Yeah.
I know some people say yes, some people say no. We've got a whistle. Can Lake Central make a substitution?
Sure, right now.
Did they allow Peters in? Is the question.
I don't think he checked in. Somebody just ran in the ballgame.
So they're saying he's good now. So Williams came off the floor.
They were seeing if it was a 1-on-1 or a 2-shot foul, but it is 1 in the bonus. Again, free throws.
So they were saying it was on the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
Free throws, Michael.
Crowd in Chesterton is loud. Can't come up with it. Can Smith get it? He does. The 3, no good. Ball is loose. 2 seconds remain, and they're going to hold it out. Escobedo can't believe it. Chesterton holds on in an epic finish here at Chesterton High School. They'll line up for the handshakes. What a game between Lake Central and Chesterton.
Great effort by Lake Central coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was great effort. Escobedo played his tail off all night, and for that to happen at the end there, that's just part of the game. But that was great effort by Lake Central, and even though it's not showing up in the win column, they're right there. They are right there, and continue to do these, compete, and good things happen.
We're going to step aside for just a moment, bring you our award winners on the other side of this timeout. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Start or advance your career at T&B Tube Company. At T&B, employees are more than just a number. They are a valuable part of the success of T&B Tube Company and make an impact every day. Located just a short drive away from Chicago, T&B Tube Company offers benefits such as tuition reimbursement and a community-like work atmosphere. To learn more about joining the growing team at T&B Tube Company, visit tbtube.com/careers.
For over 75 years, the Paul Hearing name has been synonymous with auto sales. But wait, did you know that Paul Hearing has a top-notch body shop? Your car doesn't have to be a Ford. Paul Hearing repairs all makes and models and works with most insurance. At the Paul Hearing Body Shop, there are no backlogs, meaning they can get you in and back on the road again fast. And now Paul Hearing wants to give you a $100 gift card just for having your vehicle repaired. Call Paul Hearing at 219-942-2143 to schedule your body shop estimate.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Doug Nelson. Man, what a game we just saw between Lake Central and Chesterton. Chesterton holds a nail-biter and gets the win, 49-47. And really, when we said at the broadcast that Lake Central could make a run, and they did at the end of the third quarter and late in this fourth quarter here to make it a close game, but that experience of going against really tough teams throughout the season, and then that run last year just really feels like they put them in a kind of different echelon in terms of where they're at. Yeah, again, you have guys that have been in the big game, had to take the big shot, had to take the big free throw, or had to get the big defensive stop. So, that is experience that you can't teach. Yeah. And that only comes in being there. And
And like we mentioned, Lake Central's been in these close games, and they'll get over the hump and get one of those and get some momentum as they head into the postseason.
Yeah, they have been fun to watch the last couple of weeks. A close game against Valpo last week, and now coming up just short here against Chesterton tonight. So it's hard luck feeling, but it's also good if you're a fan of Lake Central. You're seeing some good things and making good strides.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have said before the game you're going to lose by 2 with a chance to tie it at the buzzer, you would have took that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and name our Crowell Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. The Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court.
We went with the junior from Chesterton, Tyler Parrish. He handles the basketball. Not only does he score, got stops when he has to. He's the calming presence. He's the coach on the floor for Chesterton this year, and he's going to be a big factor on how far they go in the postseason this year.
Yeah, I would agree. It felt like there were a couple of times where he hadn't had a touch, and things just seemed all out of sorts until he got that, and then things just calmed down and really worked out in their favor.
Yeah, there was a time he actually just said, hey, he grabbed the ball over there by the volleyball line at the end of the third or in a big possession and said, calm down. We're okay. So
yeah, that's a big leader as a junior. They get one more year out of him. Let's take a look at our Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC, the Indiana Kentucky Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. And I believe, does Nick have a replay of that? It was the go ahead, Doug.
It was the fourth quarter dunk by Tyler Parrish, and it was 4:08 left in the quarter.
We're gonna cue that replay up right now for you.
Yeah, be good, strong move, like Mike was back in the day, I'm sure. But that was a time when Lake Central was really trying. They were in the ball game.
Yeah,
and they were trying to extend. Chesterton was trying to extend their lead back out, and that's what the good players do. They make a play and make a difference.
Absolutely. Okay, let's look at our blue-collar player of the game brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
We went with Lake Central Junior. What year is Escobedo? I'm sorry.
Escobedo's a senior.
He's a senior. Brandon Escobedo. He had 14 points. I know he missed the free throws at the end, but he battled all night. Gave Sims fits. He might have shown the blueprint on how to make life uncomfortable for Sims, but he was very physical and strong and competed all night on both ends. And so Brandon Escobedo is our blue-collar player of the game.
He had 8 points in that second half, 14 in general. So really without him, and as a glue player for Lake Central, he was big on a lot of those possessions. So definitely helping Lake Central get very close to a win here today. All right, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, coordinating producer, Nathan Laird, your broadcast crew, myself, Michael Brenner, along with Doug Nelson. Nick Russ running the game production, doing a great job. Great to see him again. I haven't seen him in a hot minute, so good to see him. Milton Johnson doing a great job on the camera. Appreciate him, and a big thanks to the AD here at Chesterton, Jeff Hamstra, for getting us a great location and everything we needed to get ready for the game, along with Coach Urban and Coach Gernak today, getting us everything, numbers and everything that we needed for the game today. And a big thanks to you, the viewers on Facebook, YouTube, and regionsports.com. Without you all, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you very much for tuning in. We got a lot of coverage coming up here. I believe wrestling tomorrow, and then next week already is the girls sectionals starting up. So make sure if you haven't seen any of those matchups, you got to check out those on regionsports.com to see who's playing who and when, and go check some of those games out. It'll be great.
Exciting time of the year, Mike.
Can't beat it. Hoosier hysteria.
I love it.
It's the best. All right, thanks for tuning in. Final score for the final time: Chesterton 49, Lake Central 47. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.